Hi, I am Astrid, I am Wattle and Wool, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is me on holidays, so I am loving life. I would like to pay my respects to the traditional owners of the land on which I stand, the Noongar people, and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Um, I've been doing a lot, but like bits of a lot, so let's get started. Let's do finished objects first. So this is called Bouquet for Beth. It is a tiny little top because my friend Beth is tiny. And it is so cute. I'm in love with it. I used, making sure I've got all my stuff. I used 3 skeins of fingering weight from Stitchcraft Wizardry and didn't even use all 3. So, backstory. My friend Beth, she and I were housemates for a while, and she is just a lovely, lovely person. And it was her birthday, and I was like, you know what, like, you should pick something and I'll design it for you. And she was like, yeah, awesome. So I designed her a big scarf, and then like a big brioche, really comfy scarf called Meet Me in Italy, which I'm still yet to write up and put out. And then she was looking through my Stitch dictionary and she saw this pattern and she was like, this is so pretty. And I was like, yeah, it is. I agree. Funnily enough, this must have been like a moment in life because I know a couple of other designers also put out something very similar to this. So obviously everyone, great minds think alike and everyone appreciates it. So that's that. But yeah, so it's a 3-color fade. I used these 3 skeins. It's probably about half a skein in each. So it's only really 150 grams for the top. I did it bottom up because I just knit the Tegna and I loved that by Caitlin Hunter, and I loved that method. So I did it in a similar way, but I changed a lot of the numbers. So I feel pretty confident writing it up that it is definitely my design and not someone else's design, because that's always something I'm really conscious of. But yeah, so I changed up the style of it, changed up the sleeves, did a neckline, and just the numbers different. So I know it looks similar, and I'm very aware of that, but it is not. And it also is like it's got waist shaping or waist decreases because it's bottom up. And the striping or the fade, I used helical knitting. So this is something that I hadn't done before. See if I can find... There's a bit where I feel like, here we go. I feel like you can see where I've done in here. I feel like you can see where I've done that helical join. And I didn't like it. So this was in timeout for maybe 2 years. Because I just wasn't sure about the top shaping and how to do it. And I wanted to make sure it wasn't using an established pattern, and so I got really insecure about it. I think at the same time I saw everyone else's designs. Like I know Ines Sang, or I Sang Knits, I know she had a shawl design come out or something similar to this, and I kind of got scared and I was like, nah, this isn't, I don't want to come across as though I'm stealing someone else's ideas, and so even if I get inspiration from a book, or in this case Beth got inspiration from a book, the fact that other people coming out with the same ideas at the same time, I just didn't trust it. So I am glad that I took some time off to rest and consider what I was doing. I picked this up, Mama and I watched Bridgerton, and I literally finished from pretty much here up in a day. So the whole thing, the sleeves, the body, the sewing together, not sewing together, the kitchening, the ribbing, everything. I did all of it. And I think that on the back, you can't see where I've done like a helical join. And so I think that shows that a couple of years later, my techniques have improved. And so this is kind of going to be a bit of a theme for today, that a few years later, I'm a better knitter. Surprise. It has been scrunched in a bag. I will block it again. There's a few little moments where I don't think my gauge is as perfect as I would like it, so I am going to block it once more and just make it a bit nicer. And there is a moment just over here where I think I changed stitches or something, and no, I've had to tie two bits together, so I've got to fix that one up and adjust it and make it look a little bit nicer. That was a little bit better. But I'm gonna give this one away very soon. This is actually for Beth, but I got my mum to model it, and oh my god, guys, I might stick a couple of pictures in here as like a sneak preview, because my mum, like, she just looked so good. I took these photos of her at her house, and she looks fantastic. So I absolutely love this top. So now I just need to write it up and get it ready for testing, I guess. Although it took me 3 years to do it, so we'll see how long it takes me to actually write it. I've got these 3 balls left, and I want to do something with them. I was meant to go to Yarnia yesterday and have a look at her yarns, but I'm going to go tomorrow instead. Are these? Yeah, so you got kind of like a purpley up here down to a blue and like a middle color. These are custom dye lot for Beth, dyed by Anna. I asked for a fade and like a sunset fade, and this is what she gave me, and it is perfect. Beth loves it as well. And so I was thinking, I want to write up Meet Me in Italy, but I've actually given it away, the brioche scarf. I've given it away, and it was really big and really long, and I was thinking a cowl, like a brioche cowl, would be so nice. So I'm going to go to Yarnia and see if Anna has any. I'm thinking white. Thinking like a. Do I have any? Just white? Dush, dush, dush. So I'm thinking like this is Bear Yarns. This is Bear Yarn from Bilby Yarns, which is actually from a different project that isn't time out for a long time. But I love how these would go with like a white, and I'm thinking of doing these as a brioche where it literally color changes, going from maybe this one to this one to this one. And do the Meet Me in Italy, but as a cowl. So then I can write it up properly, I can release it properly, and it'll be all done, but also I'll have a beautiful cowl. So that is where I am at, what I'm thinking for that one. Oh, look. For that one. So that is one finished object. Now I've got stuff on the floor. Yep, that'll do. The second finished object is blocking at the moment. So give me 2 seconds and I'll go get it. Okay, so the second finished object is a scarf. This is another one that's been in timeout for a while. So this is her wedding bells or Sarah's scarf. This, I started to design it for her engagement. Then she got married, so it was meant to be a wedding present. And on Tuesday, she goes to Melbourne, and so I'm trying to get it done for Tuesday. So this is like 4 years in the making, something like that. And it is finished. So I've made it. It's on the blocking wires because it is lacy. But you can see up here, it smells like wet yarn, but like in a nice way. That is not appealing. Yeah, anyway. So this is it's like a lace. You can see it now that it's blocked out, so it's actually so much nicer. You've got these like love hearts in here, and then you have these diamonds with like a ribbony bow tie sort of effect. And that's basically it. So this is, I just doubled it up and then did it for blocking. So it's literally just two sides put together, which is meaning it's going to take ages to dry, but I wanted it to stretch out so I could really show off that lace. All right, I'm going to go put it back because it's wet and it's on my lap. Be back. Okay, so that is the scarf. That is Sarah's scarf. And that one I've got, whatchamacallit? I've got the designs already charted up and written. I just need to format it and write it. I've got some edge stitches as well. So I wanted to put those edge stitches into the written, just that way when you read it, it is literally right in front of you and all you have to do is follow it. And yes, so this is all I've got left. This, I had 2 of these and they are lace merino skeins, hanks, cakes, whatever you call them, balls. And this one is the last little leftover of the main color. So I held these 2 together. This again is a custom die from Anna of Stitchcraft and Wizardry. And this was when Sarah, my best friend, was in a really, like, she was just in a bad mood. And she was like, things are going bad. And I was like, okay, let's distract you. Send me your favorite colors. Send me your favorite, like, theme mood palettes for you and for your partner, Keiran. And so she did. And so I sent them on to Anna and said, can I please ask for a custom skein in these? And Anna very graciously made them up for me. So this is a one of a kind, non-repeatable, only for Anna, which I just think is amazing. So I have some plans of what to do with that, but I'll tell you that in a sec. This is the scarf for Keiran. Now I was going to write this up, but no. It's giving me like crazy anxiety to try and write it up because I don't really know how to. Like, it makes sense in my head, but to put it in words, the sense leaves and it just looks higgledy-piggledy on a page and I don't like it. So I'll show you what it is. Yep, just trying to make sure I'm not undoing it. So it's out of this beautiful bluey purpley color, which goes so nicely next to Sarah's. I just love it. This one is a wider scarf. I wanted it to still be triangles and diamonds to match Sarah's. I keep calling them triangles, they're diamonds. So this is how it begins. It's nice and wide. Again, once I block it out, it will be delightful. And I see her on Monday. So, and then she flies out Tuesday with Keiran on their like sort of honeymoon. So I'm so excited to give this to them and I've got to finish it. So it's lots and lots of triangles and it keeps going with the triangles. And then the main outside, where are we? There we go. The main like outside bit, it starts to kind of break away and it just becomes its own, like it becomes like a really cool big diamond, if that makes sense. This is a big triangle really. And then I've got a smaller diamond for in the middle. I remember knitting on this at Sarah's hens night. We were away and I knit on it at the hens night. And then this is where I'm up to. I'm just kind of reversing the pattern now. I'm going back the other way. And I remember I got to a point and I was like, crap, what do I do? And I just couldn't figure out how to cross over the other way. Like I could do it one way, I couldn't do it the other way for some reason. And just my brain just wasn't cooperating. So this is going to have to be done by Tuesday, or by Monday. So I've got, what's today? Thursday. Today is the 21st of April, by the way. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Needs to be done by Sunday so I can block it. So I've got 4 days to get, where's halfway? 4 days to get that that much done. Oh god. So wish me luck. It's a really meditative knit, and it is really easy because you are constantly hitting these like checkpoints of the crossovers, and so you're constantly getting to that point, which is awesome. If I have time, so I had to rip back to halfway because I changed to the next ball or next skein, and I realized I wouldn't have enough. So, and I do want it to be symmetrical. So I ripped back. I don't know if I'll have a lot left of this. If I do, I'm considering making like a headband or something for her, but I just don't know. So I'm kind of leaving it for, let's just get this one done by Sunday, and get it done. So that's my current project and goal. And I need to get a wriggle on, but this has been quite comforting to have with me. And it's quite a nice knit. So I'm enjoying it. I was very ambitious when I first started designing this a few years ago. So this is probably 4 years on now. And I was so ambitious. Oh my goodness. I remember how difficult it was. I was checking every row. I was counting every row. I had it written and charted, and I was like following each one. And so I'd follow the chart and then I'd double check with the written. Like, it was crazy level. And now it's so intuitive. So it's been really fun to see how much my knitting ability has improved and my confidence in myself has improved, where I can literally eyeball something and go, oh, that right there, that's the mistake. Or I can take it back and quickly figure out where I've messed up. And I'm messing up less. So it's been really enjoyable to work on these. I just need to get my speed up, but my ability is there, which is awesome. So that is my 2 finished objects and my one of my current whips. Next few whips. Oh, my ear is itchy, which is not helpful for you to know, but it explains why I'm trying to stick my finger in my ear. I tried to get rid of the pink, and I don't think it's worked, but I kind of love what's happened. So I'm loving my hair right now, but it's like such an accident. Anyway. The next thing that I am currently working on, man, there's so much. I've been working on a lot, is this one. So this is the Roald Dahl, that's it, I can English, Roald Dahl set by Anna. So they're just there by Anna of Stitchcraft Wizardry, and they are a beautiful highlighter fluoro set that I am pairing with this, which is Birthday at the Wonkas. Sun's right there, and I really like it being there, but again, I'm trying to block it out. Theme of me. Yeah, so I'm trying to do this. It's just a top down raglan, with bubbles everywhere. These aren't even bubbles, they're noops. I don't know how to say it. I say nups because it's N-U-P-P-S, but I guess it's noops. Noops. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. I really wanted to get the sleeves divided. And then once I did it, I was like, you know what? I just want to see what it looks like. And so I've almost finished off this sleeve. So I found my notes, and this is about 18 repeats. I don't know why. This is 18 repeats for the folded neckline. So I love it. I'm so happy with that folded neckline, and it sits so nicely. But then I did 10 repeats of the ribbing, and it just feels too long. So I'm going to rip back 2 and then do a tubular bind off, just that bind off is really beautiful for the sleeve, because I don't want it to really be like a thick bind off. These bubbles, they do tend to migrate towards the back, so I just kind of poke them through with my nails every now and again. But you can tell that I added the purple and the pink on very recently, and that the orange, yellow, green, and blue have been on there for a little bit longer, just because they sit there more naturally. The bubbles sit up a bit nicer. But yeah. And then this one here, this is where I literally did the sleeve, and then I did a few rounds on the body, and then I did the purple row, purple bubble row. So now all I've got to do is, again, you can see they've all poked through to the back. All I've got to do is 12 rows 11 rows of main color, and then the pink bubble, and then body oddy oddy. So this is, I've needed some simple stockinette, like just in the round, go, not thinking about project. But no, none of my projects are at that stage. So I wanted it to be something that I could just quickly get up to. It is a little bit of effort getting there because of the bubbles. But once I get to that, it's just going to be perfect in the car knitting or whatever. I'm just going to leave it probably in the car somewhere accessible. That's why I wanted to get the sleeves done, so that way they're just, I don't have to worry about them anymore. I'm not carrying them on extra needles or handles, and all the yarn gets twisted. Poked myself in the eye. That was not helpful. And then, oh, yes. So, yes, I'm also doing helical knitting because this is hand-dyed yarn. And you can tell right down the bottom that I'm joining two skeins, or that they are two different skeins. Where that like pink kind of comes through, I'm sure you'll be able to tell it much more obviously later, but it is actually a different skein, and it's just slightly, the pink's a little bit stronger in it, which I have no issue with, and I think it's beautiful, and I love this confetti. But you can kind of see this almost striping on the main body every now and again, which again I love, and the whole point of it is that it's going to be stripy and confetti and random. But yes, so I'm trying to do the helical knitting so it's not like blocks of different colors, and I'm really enjoying it. I feel, again, after doing Beth's top, my skills have increased, so my ability to do helical knitting without stress has really helped. So basically, helical knitting is where you've got two strands of two different balls, and so you go with one up to 3 strands before where you swapped, and you just skip those 3 stitches. So it's actually the 4th, because you should skip the next one that you started with. Then you go around and you again skip those 3, and then skip the 4th, because that's the original yarn. There are people who explain it so much better than me, but I will keep you informed on how this looks. Basically, it helps it stripe without a jog, and it helps it stripe a bit more seamlessly. So I really love it. I'm a big fan. In the same bag, because this is just what I've been carrying around with me everywhere, I have got my Cosy Cabin brioche shawl. Now this one, I was knitting, and then I was knitting, and then I kind of read my knitting again. I went, no, I've knit too far, and then I ripped it back, and then I knitted again, and then I ripped it back, and then I knitted again, and I ripped it back. So even though my ability has gotten better, I still make mistakes. But I am so in love with this, so I'm going to show you. Now, context, this is a 24 advent in DK yarn. So it's going to be a massive shawl, and it's striping. I basically just put all the speckles on top and all the flats, like the tonal colors, on the bottom. And then I'm doing dark, tonal, and light speckles, swapping it all the way across to dark speckles, light tonal. So it's going to be this kind of rainbow effect, and oh my goodness, I am obsessed. And everyone who I show it to, pretty much everyone's like, oh my god, that's amazing. Now, brioche is probably one of my favorite stitches to do. I thought it was so intimidating and so hard, and now I am obsessed with it. Partly because it's quite easy and it looks so impressive. And people constantly just stop and awe at it, or feel it, or want to squish it, because it's so beautiful, and it's realistically not that hard. Like, there are many, I find like lace, cables, those sorts of things super difficult. Brioche, walk in the park. And it looks more impressive, so people love this. So starting with what you've already seen before, I'm showing you this upside down. This is a leaf, and these are little like blossoms. This is how it increases, so it increases out through that. Then it goes into this darker color. Then I think I showed you up to here. I think this is where I got to. Are you ready? It's like ice cream. It's so pretty. So this is that top, I love the fade. Well, it's not even a fade, but I love the color changes. I love the squish of it. I love the leaf pattern in the middle. I love how easy it is. I mean, I've got the pattern memorized, not very hard. But even on the back, like those colors, they just pop through. They sing so nicely. I'm just so happy with it. I can't wait to block it, because once I block it, I'll show you from the top side now. It's just gonna stretch out. The leaf is gonna pop through. Those little flowers on the side are gonna come through. It is just a work of art, if I say so myself, and I'm so excited for it. I was really unsure, like really unsure. I know I said this before, I was starting to do it and I was like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But it is fine and it's amazing. The only thing that I am getting a bit bothered by is the top color, or the front color, which is the speckles. Look at the subtle striping, like, yeah. Okay. When you do the increases and decreases, so like when you're doing increasing, say for the flowers, for the leaf, for whatever, it is always with that top color, and the behind color, the back color, is not used as much, which means therefore that I'm going through more of the top color first. So at the moment I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows into the top color and 3 into the back. So I'm getting more and more ahead every time, which worries me towards the end. So I don't know what's going to happen, if I'm going to use the full of the back color, or if I'm going to stop, if I'm going to do something else. I really have no idea. If I'm going to do a border, no idea. But it's got a I-cord border along the edge, which is my preferred way of doing it with brioche. I just find it's nice and tidy. It's got subtle increasing, what am I talking about? Obvious increasing at the edges, with the flowers, and I like how they all look like they're coming up as like little pop-up flowers from everything. I love the leaf detail in the middle. It's going to be massive. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be halfway. So it's going to be huge, and it's already thick and cozy and beautiful. I can't wait to wear it. One thing I am getting annoyed though is my nails keep catching in bits of it, so I keep pulling them out by accident, and just like elongating the loop. But if I just kind of brush my hands like this, it calms it back down, so it's fine. But look, this one is like ice cream. Like, that's all I can think of. It's just the most beautiful colors. So this is by Twisted Willow Yarns. Twisted Willow Yarns, and they are so good. I'm so glad. So when I originally bought this Advent, who was it? I don't remember who, but someone posted it up on Instagram, and literally the minute I saw it, I was like, click buy. I don't know who it was, but I could not resist. It was so beautiful. And I'm now obsessed, and I'm very glad that I am, because yes. So that is that one for a DK 20 gram Advent 24 set. What else have I been doing? I kept looking at my beautiful yarn wall, and I kept seeing this pair. So this is Juniper by Circus Tonic Handmade. It's like a pairing that goes together. And I just keep thinking I need to do a beanie with these. I need to. That green will make me so happy. I love this color green. And I just couldn't get it out of my mind. I really want to do a cabled beanie again. I love those. As for always, my beanies are free. Other garments and stuff I would like to sell and earn money from, but beanies are always going to be free, just because just because. So this is the brim of the, I'm just going to call it Juniper beanie, I think. I have a really cool idea for cables in like X's and O's and then slip stitches. I'm wondering if I want to do slip stitches with just the mohair, or if I want to try to do like a fisherman's rib style slip stitch, because I've actually never done fisherman's rib before, so I'm going to see how that goes. I cast this on while at a friend's house. We randomly started watching Jumanji, and he's used to me knitting. I just like pull out my stuff. And so yeah, so like sitting on the couch just watching Jumanji, and I cast on a beanie. So this is using this one, which is the Rock Around the Clock Christmas colorway by Anna of 2020, Stitchcraft Wizardry. So I just quickly used it to cast on. Honestly, I just do a long tail cast on. It makes it easier for me. At half the amount of stitches that I need for the beanie, for the brim, I then, I think I did 3 rounds of just knitting, in just the merino, so not the mohair. So I don't even know if you can, yeah, you kind of can. So you can see that that's not too fuzzy and stuff. I wanted to make sure that I'd be able to get a good grip on it. Then I just went around and picked up like the knit stitch, and then kind of twisted it back and picked up the inside out knit stitch, which is the purl stitch between the two, and that's how I do it. So I end up keeping this on. I don't undo it as I go. I pretty much keep it on. By the time that I start to undo it is when I want to try it on. So as you can see, it's a little bit too tight, but if I stretch out the top of it, it's perfect brim, so I know it'll be the perfect head size. So this is 144 stitches because I cast on 72, or did I cast on 68? I can't remember. It's some amount of stitches, and it is, yeah, it's going to be really nice. So at the moment, this is my round and round knitting. My sister had to buy a new car, and so she's away at the moment, so I test drove it for her, and so while we were signing over the paperwork, I was just knitting on this, and I didn't get very much of it done, probably like 3 rounds, but it was nice just to have something to do. So this is my current in the car, mindless knitting, and I'm really excited to see how that one grows. I've got the design in my head. But I haven't actually written it out or even done it yet, so I have no idea. This is a bit of a trial and error, fly by the seat of my pants, and we'll see how it goes. So this is the little dumpling bag by Hohi Locatelli, Hohi & Co. And this is the, I can't remember what it was called, like boho or hipster or dumpster or something bag, which is the orange suede. Love it. It's a little bit dirty, which saddens me, but I love this bag. I love both of them, and I still get compliments on them, so I do like them. I just don't, I think I talked about this before, I don't like the fact that there's no rivets things in here, so it means that they pull a bit, but apart from that, it's fine. Okay, last few things. I haven't spent too much time on this one, so I'll only show you quickly. This is my side-to-side cardigan. So I'm up to that blue stage. I think last time I showed you, maybe I was only up to the yellow. I don't remember. Or maybe I was up to this stage and I just haven't actually picked it up, but I've been thinking about it, and that's why I wanted to show you. One of the two. But I'm loving it. Really, really, really enjoying it. It is beautiful. Again, people keep looking at it and saying, ooh, ah, wow, which is exactly the response that you want. So I'm definitely enjoying that, and I'm just, it's very good mindless knitting. This tends to be what I bring to work with me, where I knit like at lunch, generally after I've had a hard lesson, and I just sit there and knit and stab things with needles and feel better. Yes, that is all I've been working on. I am in the middle of writing up several patterns. So I've got Sarah's one. I've got my black singlet. I've got to reknit the top bit because my tech editor is like, hey, this doesn't make sense. So I need to figure out what I've done because I have no idea. It made sense when I wrote it. Don't know if it makes sense reading it back. And then I've got to write, what else have I got to do? Meet Me in Italy, Bouquet for Beth, Black Singlet, Sarah Scarf. I'm not going to write up Keiran Scarf because it's just overwhelming. Yarnia cowl. Meet Me in Italy cowl, not just the scarf. Advent 1 and 2. There's something else. Oh, with Beauty and Grace. So there's like 10 different things that I'm needing to get a wriggle on. And another one of those things is this one here. So you can tell I've obviously worked in it really hard because I haven't even woven the ends. This is Cutie Potootie, and it is made with knit crate, like a worsted weight yarn. Now, this is really easy to write up, really, really, really easy, so I'm not worried about it at all. But I'm thinking, I have like bits of this left over, and I would actually really love to be able to re-knit it in a way that uses up everything and makes it just a little bit longer. It's just too crop to comfortably wear out, and I would love to make it a little bit longer. So, helpfully, knit crate came. This is, I'll show you this way because that's got my address on it. This one here, I was really excited about getting. I have been using the skip function if I don't like it, which does mean I skip quite a bit because I don't always like it. But this one I was quite excited to get, and it came. So it comes with a little time to unwind tape measure, which is always helpful. You can never have too many. And then this is the colorway. So this one is a Knitology by Knit Crate. It's worsted weight. Doesn't, oh, hang on. It does say. It's like a little handle. That's really cute. Yes, so this is, it's like a fade kit set, whatever. It is Skies, the colorway Skies, 100% superwash merino worsted weight, 409 meters or 448 yards per 200 grams, with a gauge of 16 to 20 stitches per 10 centimeters or 4 inches, using 4.5 or 5.5. So I'm thinking I will do probably this way, because I do like lighter colors up towards my face. So I'm going to re-knit this one this way while writing it up. And then I've got another cute little top. So I'm quite excited about that, because I do love this one and I think that'd be really helpful for me to have another top. Yeah, super keen. So I don't want to do, I think I'm just going to do like literally a fade instead of the stripes, but that way I've got 2 different options. So that has just come and I'm excited about that one. And that's most of my things, which feels like a lot, but yeah. Yes. Do I have anything else? No. Normally I've got like stuff everywhere. Okay. Life update. If you are only here for the knitting, thank you. And if you are here for my life, then stay around. I don't know where my cat's gone. So update on Mac. The vet, okay, had a really bad experience with that vet. It was awful. Basically complained about it to my family, and my sister was like, why don't you go to my vet? He's amazing. And I was like, yeah, awesome. So I went to the new vet who took better x-rays, but now it's been like $800 on x-rays. And we still can't figure out what's wrong. He has sensation towards the ankle, which of course on a cat, like think that ankle is like a wrist and it's like a long paw. So he's got some sensation here and some sensation here, and that's about it. So he's limping. He often doesn't put any weight on the leg at all. It's like this dangling weight that is not useful. So we're gonna amputate, which is very hard to do. As an owner, I want him to have the best life possible, and if it's in 3 legs, then it's in 3 legs, because I feel like having a extra leg he can't feel is dangerous, and could get him into more trouble. It could get caught on something. It could get infected and he wouldn't know. And that quite concerns me. So I would rather him have 3 legs. It'd be amazing on 3 than have 3.5 and the other half not work. So that's on Tuesday. So I start back on work on Tuesday, and then I run back up here, grab my cat and stick him in a vet, and then get back most of my cat the next day. The one thing that I'm giggling about is I told someone that my cat's gonna have to be 3-legged, and they're like, "What, forever?" Like, yes. How? No, we're gonna take off part of the leg, and then we're gonna stick it back on later. Like, he's not starfish; they don't regrow. It was just so bizarre. So yeah, so my cat is about to be a 3-legged cat, which is making me very sad and all that, but he seems fine. He's just like, yeah, cool, whatever, don't need a leg. So I'm excited to see how that goes. We are looking for a house. We're still looking for a house. Still have had no house offered, although one is promising. So if you could cross your fingers, your toes and your tongue, and let's hope that I get this place, because it would be amazing. I feel very much like I'm in this state of stuck, and it's really bothering me. A lot of teachers, especially in WA, we've all said that this term, like term 1, has just been dreadful and really hard. Excuse me. Colombia. That doesn't sound like a call I need to take. Interesting. Yeah, so a lot of teachers have basically, we've all been saying that we're just really struggling. We found it really difficult. It's been quite overwhelming. And we're all just a bit done. And so I think that experience of overwhelm, the experience of high expectations, high pressure, because it's almost like we're coming out of COVID, but then WA, because we haven't had it for so long, it's starting to come back in, and it's very overwhelming. So we're essentially experiencing what Melbourne experienced 2 years ago, with less preparedness for some reason. So that's been hard. I have a year until I go to Europe, and so it very much feels like I'm just placeholding for a year, and I'm waiting for a year, which I know that I'm not, and I know that I'm doing really relevant and current and amazing things right now, but I'm also, I realize that there's more things to do. So there's just a lot going on. I think that's mainly it. Overall, I'm well. I've been sleeping a lot. I've been knitting even more. It's been amazing. It's been so nice. And yes, that's where I'm at. I don't know what else to say. How about you? What is on your needles? What have you been up to? If you are enjoying your holidays, or if you've got kids that are on school holidays, how have you been spending it? Did you celebrate Easter? I hope that you've been having a wonderful time. Okay, I will talk to you soon, and I will try and show you some more knitting